Yo, what's up, my dark psychology disciples? Did you know people are manipulated hundreds of times every day? From sneaky ads to friends convincing you? Manipulation is everywhere, but manipulation isn't always bad. Used right, it can be a superpower. We're diving into the world of manipulation. Before we jump into these tactics, we've got to talk about the ethics of manipulation. It's like having a superpower. You've got to be responsible with it. The line between persuasion and manipulation can be blurry. Are you trying to help someone or just get something for yourself? Keep that in mind as we go through these tactics. Let's kick things off with a classic: emotional appeals. Tapping into emotions gets people to act. Think of those sad dog commercials. Use sadness, happiness, anger, fear. Politicians use fear to get elected. Emotional appeals are powerful. Ever notice how you act differently around different people? Mirroring is like that. Subtly copy someone's behavior to build rapport and trust. Lean in when they lean in and create an instant connection. Mirror their body language, tone, even words. Subconsciously tell them, hey, we're on the same wavelength. Let's talk about social proof. People are more likely to do something if they see others doing it. A huge line outside a restaurant makes you curious, right? You might assume it's good just because everyone else is there. That's social proof in action. Marketers use this all the time. They use the power of the crowd to influence you. Have you ever gotten a free sample at the grocery store and then felt obligated to buy something? That's reciprocity. Want someone to do something for you? Do something nice for them first. Buy them a coffee, help with a project, or give a compliment. Create a sense of obligation and they'll return the favor. Ever notice how limited edition items sell out in minutes? That's the power of scarcity. When people think something is about to disappear, they want it even more. If you see a sign that says limited time offer or only 2 left in stock, you're more likely to buy it right then and there. Scarcity creates urgency and FOMO, fear of missing out, a powerful motivator. From a young age, we're taught to obey authority figures, parents, teachers, police officers. This conditioning stays with us. We trust people in power. If a doctor tells you to take medication, you'll likely do it, trusting their expertise. People like to be consistent with their words and actions. Get someone to commit to something small, and they're more likely to agree to something bigger. For example, ask them to sign a petition before requesting a donation. Once they've said yes, they're more likely to say yes again. We're more likely to say yes to people we like. To influence someone, make them like you. Compliment them, show interest, and find common ground. A friendly car salesman who jokes makes you more likely to buy. Once people make a public commitment, they're more likely to follow through. Get someone to say it out loud or put it in writing. If you want your friend to go to the gym, get them to promise in front of others. The public commitment makes them more likely to show up. This tactic is all about starting small and gradually increasing your requests. Start by asking your roommate to put their own dishes away. Then maybe ask them to rinse a few things. Gradually, they'll comply without putting up a fight. This is the opposite of the foot in the door. Start with a large, unreasonable request you know they'll refuse. Then ask for a smaller, more reasonable request. If you want 100, start by asking for 500. When they say no, act disappointed. And then ask for 100. This tactic is about getting someone to agree without revealing the full cost. You start with a low price, and once they're committed, you add hidden costs. Think about a great flight deal online, but when you book it, there are extra fees for baggage, seat selection, and taxes. This tactic is like lowballing, but instead of changing the price, you change the product or service. You lure someone in with something desirable, then switch it out for something less appealing. You see an ad for an amazing phone at a great price, but in store they push a more expensive model. Framing is how you present information to influence perception. The same information can be perceived differently depending on its frame. Saying a surgery has a 90% success rate is more reassuring than saying it has a 10% failure rate. Anchoring bias is the tendency to rely too heavily on the first piece of information we receive, even if it's irrelevant. When negotiating a salary, if your employer starts with a high number, you're likely to anchor to it and negotiate around it. The decoy effect adds a less desirable option to make the target option more appealing. At a theater, you choose between a small popcorn for $5 and a large for $8. Then they add a medium for $7.50. Suddenly, the large seems like a better deal because it's only 50 cents more. Priming exposes someone to something that influences their behavior or thoughts without them realizing it. Show someone words related to old age. They'll walk slower afterwards. Social comparison is the natural human tendency to compare ourselves to others. We use it to evaluate our abilities, opinions, and possessions. Marketers use social comparison to make us feel like we need their products to keep up with the Joneses. Ingratiation is about making yourself likable through flattery or praise. Compliment your boss's outfit or agree with their ideas, even if you don't mean it. Ingratiation works in small doses, but don't overdo it. Guilt tripping uses guilt to persuade someone. Your mom says, "I haven't seen you in weeks and I'm lonely." She's making you feel guilty to get her way. Fear appeals use fear to motivate action. Anti-smoking ads with graphic images use fear to scare people into quitting. Fear appeals can be effective but must be used carefully. Too much fear can be overwhelming and lead to inaction. Love bombing is a manipulation tactic where someone overwhelms you with affection and gifts to gain control over you. While it might feel good, love bombing is a red flag for an unhealthy relationship. Gaslighting is emotional abuse where someone makes you doubt your sanity. Your partner tells you you're imagining things or overreacting, even when you know you're not. Triangulation is a manipulation tactic where someone brings a third party into a conflict to manipulate the situation. Your friend is mad at you, so she starts talking bad to other friends, turning them against you. The silent treatment is emotional manipulation, where someone refuses to communicate, to punish, or control. Your partner ignores your texts and calls after an argument, leaving you anxious and uncertain. Playing the victim is a manipulation tactic to gain sympathy or avoid responsibility by acting helpless or unfairly treated. Your coworker constantly complains about work, but they're not pulling their weight. Projection is a defense mechanism where someone attributes their own negative thoughts or behaviors onto someone else. Your partner accuses you of being jealous and controlling, when in reality, they're the one exhibiting those behaviors. Blame shifting is a manipulation tactic where someone avoids responsibility by blaming others. You confront your roommate about dirty dishes, and they blame it on being busy or having a bad day. Minimization is a manipulation tactic where someone downplays their actions or words. Your partner forgets your birthday and they brush it off by saying, "It's just one day." It's not a big deal. Minimization can invalidate your feelings and make you feel unimportant. Distraction tactics shift focus away from the real issue. You're arguing with your partner about communication and they bring up an unrelated past argument. Rationalization is a defense mechanism where someone creates logical explanations for their illogical or unacceptable behavior. Your friend cheats on their partner and justifies it by saying, "They weren't giving me enough attention anyway." Intimidation tactics use fear, threats, or aggression to control someone. Your boss yells at you and threatens to fire you. Seduction and charm can be manipulation tactics, using attractiveness or charisma to gain something from you. Con artists use charm and good looks to gain trust, and then swindle you out of money. Flattery, while seemingly harmless, can be a powerful manipulation tactic when used excessively or insincerely. A co-worker constantly compliments your work and agrees with everything you say, even when they don't mean it. False hope is a manipulation tactic, giving you unrealistic expectations or promises they won't fulfill. Pyramid schemes promise quick riches if you recruit others, but only the top benefits. False consensus is a manipulation tactic where someone convinces you their opinion is widely accepted even when it's not. A friend pressures you to a party saying, "Come on, everyone's going to be there." False dichotomy is a manipulation tactic presenting only two options when there are other possibilities. A politician says you're either with us or against us. This creates a false sense of urgency. False equivalence is a manipulation tactic where someone equates two things that aren't comparable. Someone who makes a racist joke says, "It's just a joke, people are too sensitive." False attribution is a manipulation tactic where someone misrepresents the source or credibility of information. Someone shares a fake news article on social media and claims it's from a reputable source. Whoa! We just went deep into the world of manipulation. You've learned powerful tactics that can be used for good or evil. Knowledge is power. Now you can see through manipulation and protect yourself. I'm dropping a new video next week on ethical persuasion techniques. Make sure you subscribe and hit